Hello. Hello, Alicia. How are you? I hope you're doing very well. Goodness. So, as we settle in and we let people start to participate and notifications are going out, all right, this week here at Body Studios, tonight we have a brand new gathering. It's a circle and it's to process emotions because everybody is deep in their emotions. And because we're deep in our emotions, we need to navigate it and hold space for ourselves in order to process them. We need to process them because they hold charges that are ancestral, okay, generational, and earth earth based because we're earth, right? So when the earth hurts, we feel it. And it's in our DNA, okay? And it'll represent itself in various ways to our body. All right? So the idea is to kind of get quiet at least once a day. Okay? Just get quiet and start to contemplate what love feels like, right? Just think about love and what it feels like and keep rolling it around with you, right? Unattached to a person, place or thing, just you, right? What does love feel like to you, right? Don't tell it in your head, feel it in your body. You're learning how to feel purposely. And it's very difficult because we've been taught not to feel. Okay? And you're learning how to do it purposely to check in to see what the energy frequencies are like continuing to converse with you about, right? So we have three different systems basically. We have a physical system, we have a mind system, and we have a feeling system. Our minds are logical, reasoning aspect. That energy body, right, is consciousness. All right. And it's like what we know, it's cognition, it's what we are prepared to work with in that moment. And that is why it prompts us or inspires us into action because it's a very masculine energy. Your thoughts are very masculine. They're reasoning. They are, well, this is how I would do this. It's very logical. It just is built that way. That's how your mind is built, and it connects to consciousness. That's where you get all of your ideation from, not from other people, but from the energy we share in our mind. Okay. All right. The next body that we have, okay, is going to be our emotional body. First, let's go back to the masculine energy, right? So the masculine energy, hi. So the masculine energy that we operate with, right, is our thoughts, our logic, our reasoning, cause and effect, and it prompts us into inspired action. So action, passion, all of that is masculine energy, and we all have it. And then we also have, and that's the fastest cycles per second measurement, okay, of like our spinning vortexes. It's very measurable scientific information. And you would be surprised to know that you cycle per second in your body vibration at least 400 to 600 times per minute, per second. I mean, isn't that crazy? That's just a lot. So now you're in this mind energy, right? And it has to go through this dense matter, whatever the dense matter is for the cognitive support that you give it from your body, right? So that's the only thing that really slows the frequency down is a little bit of firing in the brain. Next, the next body that you have is going to be your emotional body. Your emotional body is read by your other brain in your body. You have two brains. You have one in your cranial and you have one in your heart. Your heart brain acts exactly the same as your cranial brain. So you have two different brains reading differently. This one reads divine masculine energy, all right? Has to figure things out, logical course of action, okay? And this one intuits. It intuits using common sense. Common sense. Common sense. You're sensing, Common sense is sensing into the communal aspect of the experience and wondering and contemplating and feeling into what's best for all. That's common sense. That's divine feminine. Okay? It doesn't mean that one is better than the other. It means that we employ both. Okay? Hi. So we employ both. Okay? What we're looking for is balance and harmony in a beautiful way to allow it to be expressed, right? And it has to start with us. It has to start with us, because if we're noticing that there is this awfulness, right? Because there is a lot of awfulness, and we're jumping from it to something else to avoid it, we're still going to be in that vibration and practice it. So we'll call more of the same to us because we're vibration, we're frequency and light. So now you have the lighter consciousness energy that flows through our cranial brain. You have the nice energy that flows through our feelings and emotions, but that's going to be a little slower. That frequency is going to be a little slower because we're reading it internally in the body, in the physical body, and there's more firing that has to happen. Next, we have our physicality. All right. Our physical body, that's the third body. So mind, body, spirit, basically, right? So when you're in your physicality, that's when you combine your masculine and feminine energy into a feeling and understanding actionable state. And that's what it is. So when we start to choose purposely what it is that we want to feel, purposely what it is that we want to bring in, and we generate it within our body first, then what happens is that the external world begins to behave in that vibration. Okay? That's really how it works. I know that we've been taught that feelings are not facts. That's not true. We all know that's not true, but we practice it because we're told that we're crazy if we don't. And you could see that people are going crazy right now because they're being like washed with emotion. So the idea is to navigate your emotions to your benefit. Navigate them to your benefit, not hide or run away or escape from them or cope to keep them. Navigate them by recognizing them. Recognize how you feel, right? Recognize that there's a shit show out there, okay? And it doesn't have to be in here. And keep separating your energy, understanding that way, so you become a witness to something that is horrific, that you do not want to practice anymore, right? Be a witness. Don't walk by. Don't look away. Be a witness, and then decide, because we're all in this state of, we're in a state of coming into an awareness. Okay. And it is the age of misinformation. That's what the age of Aquarius is. All of the secret societies that are being revealed. All of the ugliness that was hidden from the world, from a hierarchy sort of position. That's what a patriarchy system is. It looks for somebody to be under it so that it can be supported. So it diminishes to make you feel like you must be in servitude, and there's a possibility that you could be there. Yet it's all pick and choose sort of things, and they call that a masculine energy, but it isn't. It's masculine and feminine. It's just being used in that way. So it doesn't necessarily have to be used that way. We've let it be used that way, but we're part of that. Energetically, we're part of that. So if we're part of that, what sort of things could we do, like legitimately, to change that? Well, how you feel matters. It really does matter. It creates vibration. It creates and sustains vibration. Isn't that crazy? So when you look at something and you're scrolling and it gives you heartache, you're feeling literally the heartache of the individual who did the filming, the people who were involved, how you feel in respect to that. And you're also backing into triggers, okay? Triggers that are opening up old ancestral wound, and it's all stored in your spine. It's in your DNA. You are meant to be here because you're here. You didn't come for this purpose. You came here to be part of whatever you say. It is as you say and as you feel. It always has been. And if you merely look to see it as your creation, you can discreate it as well. It isn't because you're more powerful than God. It's because you have the gift of choice. You have a gift of choice. You can choose how you want to help community. And literally, that's how it's going to be. That's how it's becoming. And so you get in and you fit in and you help people. You just help people. That changes the vibe around you. It becomes safer because people are looking out. And everybody has a different perception of what looking out is. So now you might have somebody who watches the street. You might have somebody who watches the neighbors and makes sure that they have food. You might have somebody who makes sure that the kids are safe. All right. But everybody has their part depending on how they feel into the situation. Okay. Sometimes our feelings, okay, are so overwhelming because we have so many of them all at once. The reason we have so many of them all at once and they're overwhelming is because we haven't taken an inventory to find out whether or not we need to continue practicing that feeling, and if it is still a good navigational tool for what is happening around us. So if overwhelm is what you're practicing, you have to decide whether or not overwhelm is where you want to be. You're choosing it. I know it sounds like wacko, okay? Yet that is insanity. All right? It is insanity. Insanity is returning and doing the same thing, feeling that compulsion to do the same thing over and over and over to where you're obsessed, okay? And you think it's going to change every single time, and it doesn't. It remains the same. People call it patterns, and the patterns are what need to be changed. It's not the patterns. It's the information on the patterns. The patterns are our foundation, our hard line of how things operate. So because it's how it operates, the information is your responsibility. You're accountable to what you are talking about to yourself in your head. You're accountable to how you feel about something in your heart. Okay. And when you feel something or you think something that doesn't make you feel genuine, authentic, connected, then you're outside of your alignment. That's how you could tell. It's really that simple, super simple. Okay. How do you get back into your alignment? Start thinking about things that you have in your alignment. What are you grateful for? Right? You don't have to start thinking about objects. You can just be grateful that you have an experience. Oversimplify it so that you can generate the feeling, create the vibration, and then be it, because that opens those particular opportunities to you in your experience. Okay? It really is learning how to manage how you spend and use and channel your own energetic experience. It is horrendous to see what the world has accomplished, right? In degradation, in diminishment, in less than. And that's what a patriarchal society creates, okay? It means that somebody has to be the dominant, okay? And that dominant has to be maintained. And it's usually through force. It's not usually through compassion, okay? Now, a matriarchal society is not the opposite, where women are in charge. That's not it at all. A matriarchal society means it leans into a divine feminine nature more so than a divine masculine nature. That's it. And in that, you would see more of people looking, how do you keep the kids safe? All right. Children are our true future. They are us. They will grow up to be us. Right? And we know how hard our lives were. We know the things that we were taught. We know things that don't necessarily need to be taught to this next generation, but we have to protect them from people who are perpetuating it. Okay? And being accountable to children allows us to be accountable to ourselves and love ourselves as the children that we were and are. I mean, let's face it, if we're infinite beings, we're still kids. We're still kids, and we need that nurturing. We need that loving hug. We need that acceptance. We need that break. Okay? And because we're adults, we're the only ones that can give it to us. We can only give it to ourselves because we won't allow anybody else to give it to us until then. All right? It's important that we walk our talk, okay? And be purposeful about it. If somebody is talking and saying something that allows further diminishment, you're going to feel it. It isn't your responsibility to constantly remind somebody that that's not a very nice way to be. Yet you can remove yourself from those situations and be non-supportive to that train of thought. And then praise what it is that you appreciate, right? Ignore and praise. It's like gentle parenting on an adult level right now. And it sucks. It sucks because part of us have done the inner work to where now we're not so full and we can teach others how not to be so full. And the hope is that they too will go and teach others and more and more and more so that we can clear out this infestation of information that literally lives in our cellular network, causes us to make choices in a weird way where we go against our own nature to be a person, okay? Simply because you're not in a detention center, simply because you're not associated to somebody, and you might be in proximity to somebody who is very white, okay? That doesn't save you. It doesn't save anyone. There is no savior. There's agency. There's sovereignty. There's you. There is you. And you matter. You matter more than you will ever understand in this scheme of things. Humanity has killed itself repeatedly. Okay? This isn't a way to be sustainable and live forever. That's not what this is. This is a way to learn to be human to yourself and to another individual and learn that you're relative to everything. 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 You're part of everything. So even though you might say, I'm not in a detention center, you are. Part of your mind, part of your heart, that's in a detention center. It'll slow your body down. Get it? Yeah. What do you want to do with that energy? Would you love to send them love? Right? Would you love to send them peace? Would you love to send them harmony? It's difficult because now you're really feeling it. All right? So the first thing that you do when you feel into your scrolling is you start to imagine to yourself, imagine or pretend, that the energy is beginning to clear. It's changing. It's changing into kindness, ease, peace. All right. See how hard it is? And that's because that shared consciousness that you're tapping into has lost hope and is in despair. And the only ticket out is to feed it hope. Otherwise, it has no choice. It has only despair. So you feed it hope. You feed it gratitude. You feed it love. And you feed the people who are being diminished. Not the people who are in charge. All right? You feed it to those people for their resilience. Okay? It isn't they know not what they do. It isn't that. That's a lie. And you know that. You know that to be true. That's a lie. Accountability has to come. Right now we're in awareness. Awareness is a sensory experience. All of us are coming into sensory understanding and meaning. We're being inundated with information. A lot of it we're not okay with. Most of it, all of it for me. but whoever is out there, whatever your break point is, okay? There's something that tells your cells that how you're operating is not optimal. It's not helping you. It's not furthering what you consider purpose. It's not supporting what you consider success. You're in two different spaces of understanding, and you're practicing both of these vibrations trying to be okay. That's coping. Coping allows you to hold on to an energy that doesn't belong there. It doesn't need to be there. It's not because it didn't happen. It's not because you don't feel that way. It's because you're choosing more than you need in the moment, because you're telling yourself you're not enough, and you've always been enough. And quite frankly, ask yourself what enough looks like. Like, what is enough? Okay? And enough what? You. What is enough of you? All right? A lot of times we think that there's going to come some big savior. We're the savior. You're the savior. You have to save you. And quite frankly, you're not broken. And that's why it's so weird, is you know you're not broken, you know there's nothing wrong with you, and you know you're in feelings. All right? And so there's no savior. There's agency. There is permission to feel that way, right? There's permission to be upset. There's permission to be wanting to do something about it and knowing that the action that you take is going to create the future. All right? And it's all right to be in contemplation. That is divine feminine nature. And think of it as all of us finding a bunch of like moms that really care about their children and want to keep them safe, right? And that's kind of the nurturing energy that we're all in right now. And if we lean into it, we can create that. And that's how it works. You have to start from a place of feeling and understanding that support the change that you would like to bring about. But you have to know who you are. You have to know what works and what doesn't. So you have to marshal you. Okay? All right. So we're at 11:54, and I'd like to do a mini meditation. I like to do this because I was inspired by the Peace Walk, and I saw how effective it could be, because if I could tune in and feel that enormous amount of love, kindness, compassion, gratitude, appreciation, that others could as well. So at 12 on Mondays, I want to be in that energy and share it with others. So if you are driving something, operating heavy equipment, come back to this later. Don't do this right now. If you're available to it, then join me. Go ahead and close your eyes and relax into your body. And what I mean by that is you're going to feel like you are pulling your energy into your body. You're about at your thorax and your back. And you keep pulling your energy. You're almost to your hips. Keep pulling your energy back into your body, down your legs, into your feet. Think about the earth. Think about the earth and how it supports you. Think about how earth supports every aspect of your beingness. It gives you material to work with, to do, right? You must contemplate and be to find it, all right? So you keep bringing your energy deeper and deeper into your physical form. You could take a breath in, deep breath into like your lower belly. Hold it and let it fill your whole body, and then breathe out like you're letting go of psychic debris, and it's transmuting into little white butterflies of unconditional love. Take another deep breath in through your nose, filling your whole body, and let go. One more cleansing breath, okay? So take a deep cleansing breath. Let's imagine or pretend that it's rolling around inside the body, collecting any psychic debris. And as you breathe it back out, transmuting into little white butterflies of unconditional love. Okay, breathe into the top of your head. Release, relax, one, peace. Breathe into your forehead. Release, relax, two, peace. Breathe into your cheeks. Release, relax, three, peace. Breathe into your throat and neck. Release, relax, four, peace. Breathe into your feet. Release, relax, five, harmony. Breathe into your legs. Release, relax, guidance. Breathe into your hips. Release, relax, ease. Breathe into all of your back. Release, relax, burden. Breathe into all of your front. Release, relax, resistance. Breathe into your arms and hands and shoulders. Release from your shoulders, down your arms and out your fingertips. 10. Continue breathing. Imagine or pretend you're sitting at the edge of an ocean. The water extends to the horizon. The sky is a golden glow with beautiful colors and refractive light. The sea is calm, the sand warm, your body relaxing and rejuvenating from the negative ion therapy you're giving yourself. Letting go of the crunchy energy, creating a bigger bubble around you, more fortified, filled with ease and comfort, harmony, understanding, feeling, you, your authenticity, your love, your connection, your harmony, your peace. Let it move into your aura, the energy that surrounds you. Fortify it with unconditional love, acceptance, and make that your boundary. Let that boundary be your energetic boundary, that people who come to you need to have love in their heart, clarity in their mind, harmony in their action. And those are the people that you would like to meet today. Those are the people that you would like to support, and those are the people that you would like to be in reciprocity with. And so it is. And now you've been in this vibrational offering for about 5 or 6 minutes. This vibrational offering reset your nervous system, all because you said so. I love you, and I wish you so much love. Have a great day, and I'll see you this coming week. All right. Peace.